Welcome to today's Seidokan Saturday. As you can see, I'm putting in a new floor. The water damage on my old floor, some of you know. I may have posted about that probably just on my Facebook page. But I got some wood that had been taken out of an old high school dance studio and I'm putting in new floor. Some of it's a little warped and whatnot, but it's an inch thick maple and it's kind of really nice. A good springy feel to it. You can sort of see the lattice work on the side over here where the blue, but I haven't completed the floor yet, so I'm staying on the part that's good, and all the tools piled in the corner back there, so that's what's happening. Today we are going to look at our second to the last Nidan technique from the Kempo yakusoku syllabus. Again, not Seidokan, Kempo, but I use the Kempo to teach flow and techniques. Now somebody made a comment on it was Jesse Enkamp's recent video with traditional jiu-jitsu instructor in Sweden. And the guy made the point that there is the kata version of the technique, and then there's the application version of the technique. I kind of covered that last week a little bit and showed some concepts involved in that. But that's very much a part of how, when people look at these Kempo yakusoku, that any prearranged, preset technique. Preset techniques are the practice. They're the perfectly run play without the live defense altering your game plan and making a guy have to run his route or cut the different way or throw the pass to a different guy and run option B instead of option A. Kempo yakusoku, Seidokan yakusoku, any set technique, what we practice with a compliant partner first, is the kata version of a technique. In Judo, all kata are two-person drills, and they're very formal, and the stepping and the placement and everything is done precisely by the description given by the founder, Jigoro Kano. And Judo's kata are, I step here, I throw here, you get up, we roll, we step back 3 steps, and it's very much set in stone formality, which is what kata is. Japanese have kata for everything, a form that is proper for tea ceremony, for bowing at a shrine, for everything in their life has a kata. How you greet a co-worker coming into the job. Everything has kata, a formal shape. So again, the yakusoku of Kempo are the kata version. And occasionally I have shown the other versions of application where maybe things go awry and you have to adjust and adapt as you go, okay? So, Kempo yakusoku number 29. We have Max right. Let's go this way with Uke Kamai. Hey! My first step is going to be a cross step blocking down. The goal here is to hit the radial brachialis. Hey! Bam! Attacking the nerve on the forearm. As I chicken wrist, keito uchi, to the temple. From here, my hand is open, sort of mantis. You could use mantis style hand here as well. Coming around the neck as I step directly behind him. I'm going to hook here on the vagus nerve inside the sternocleidomastoid, turning his body and pulling down to the ground. As he drops, I immediately double palm drop to the face and the groin. I take my claws and rake in both directions twice. Then I take my scooping palm as I pivot, drive it through his chin, hopefully decapitating him. It won't, but driving his head off of his body, and then pivot back or cross over and away. As I cross over and away, my cover step in Kempo from here. Whoops, maybe I come this way and I catch him again with my foot up from the other side. Yeah, because then I won't be back to you. Okay, so from this side, hey, downward strike, temple strike. Hooking around where the Vulcan death grip is. It's not on the trap, it's up on the carotid and vagus nerve in the neck, around the sternocleidomastoid position. Step right in behind him, controlling with my body his, stepping to the side, pulling him back and down. Drop, rake claw, groin, rake claw, pivot, drive through his chin, cover step, which could have been a small crescent to his face also. Up. Stay here just a second. So that's the kata version. How else could it possibly be used? Front choke, again, is always a good alternative, or any pushing, gi, grab, anything here. Striking in and down, and now I'm into the same position and ready to go. Fighting, he throws that cross, boom, in and ready to go. I hit here because when I did that, his head turned, I changed my target. Again, from the other side. Couldn't see it from there, but I didn't plan this, but I changed my target. Where was I aiming? In the kata version, temple, because when he steps straight forward and I block here, there's his head. But when he's in the fighting stance and his head turned, now I'm striking to the back side of the neck. And then again, the technique continues as before. You can make this throw very dynamic. So I'm doing it in a very set, safe way, but we can make this throw with a jumping in the air, kind of like in our tonfa kata, a similar jump as we do in the tonfa. And here, I can jump and pull down and make that very dynamic as we come around. Okay? So there's some little bit of the alterations that we can add to it as we build on this technique. Yakusoku number 29 from Kempo. Last technique will be number 30. Hopefully I'll have my floor done by next week, at least put in. I still have to sand and varnish and all that stuff, but it's exciting. I love having a new floor. Until next week, as always, thank you for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Look for where this can help your Seidokan, where it can be applied to flow, how you can then take the kata version of the technique and adapt it to reality self-defense scenarios. Thank you once again, and until next week, as always, let's keep practicing.